Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by again on such short notice. Today we are back with another edition of IDP. This time around it's a more indie pop heavy affair, I would say, with some Korean dream pop and then indie pop from Los Angeles, Melbourne, and Europe. I do have some travel coming up in the next week or so. I'm not sure if maybe there might be 1 week where I don't have a new IDP, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Anyway, definitely help yourself to an ice cold beer. And let's go ahead and get started. The Busan Korea quartet called Seisumi has recently released a brand new 5-song EP titled Time Is Not Yours. I'm a pretty big fan of these guys. This is jangly, surfy, dream pop. It's hook-filled, edgy indie pop. The second track of the 5, which is titled Vacation, features guest Kim Hanju of the band Silica Gel. As we've referenced before, you can make some comparison to the Canadian band Always, and I would say on this EP there are at least a couple tracks that bear a strong resemblance to the band Always. The vocals are pretty buried in the mix generally, but I would say still convey a feeling of melancholy. Yeah, 5 tracks, 23 minutes of kind of gazy, jangly, surfy, indie pop goodness. Again, the name of the artist is Seisumi, and this EP is titled Time Is Not Yours. Outsider singer-songwriter Lael Neale has released her 4th LP, and it's the 3rd on Sub Pop Records. It's titled Altogether Stranger. This continues the evolution away from her early kind of more Americana style. This is a shortish 9-track album, but it does cover a lot of territory within those 9 tracks. The arrangements, I would say, are fairly minimal, with many tracks kind of being built off of a motoric beat, like foundation, and then with textures laid on top of omnichord, mellotron, some like guitar here and there, things like that. Her vocals are processed, kind of spacey, almost hymnal-like. It's very dreamy, hypnotic. The lyricism is inspired by Los Angeles. I think that kind of the good and bad that comes with the city of Los Angeles. Because of the minimal, kind of hypnotic instrumentation, I think whether or not you like this album really comes down to whether or not you like her vocal style, the vocal delivery, the way that it's processed. And I do, but I think, maybe doesn't work for everyone. I would say I didn't initially find this one to kind of hook me in right away as much as the previous 2 albums, but I am warming up to it quite a bit. Again, that is the artist Lael Neale, and her 4th LP overall is titled Altogether Stranger.
Are you gonna follow? Are you gonna miss me? Get me out of the lines, out of the city. Only in my mind, only will I be there. I might be late, but I'll be there. I might be that cloud, rain from the clouds, which now comes at a cost. Wild waters
from Melbourne, Australia. We have the fourth LP from former Locksmiths member Mark Monnone and his project, which is called Monnone Alone. This album is titled Here Comes the Afternoon. This is really good indie pop, somewhat lo-fi, somewhat twee, sometimes very twee, occasionally psychedelic, jangly guitar pop. Clever, fun lyricism. There's a large group of guest artists that appear throughout this album. I would say too many to list, but notably one that sticks out is that Gary Olson of Ladybug Transistor. He performs on a track, and he also assisted with the recording of the album. At one point when I saw the Locksmiths, which with Mark Monnone, that would have been with Ladybug Transistor. So they've toured together, so they've known each other a long time. Apparently most of this was recorded to 8-track cassette tape. And like I say, it is lo-fi. It doesn't seem, I wouldn't say it's negatively like super lo-fi, but it is notable. Kind of dabbles with different styles throughout, where it's more almost more of a traditional indie pop, like straight ahead guitar indie pop style, to then, like I say, a little more like psychedelic. And then there's even elements of acid house on at least a couple tracks for, so just for a bit here and there, kind of jumps around. This one is a high recommendation to the indie pop kids out there who maybe missed this one coming out. That is Monnone Alone. And the album is titled Here Comes the Afternoon. And this is a joint release, depending on what country, from Lost and Lonesome, Meritorio Records, Repeating Cloud, and Safe Suburban Home.
But I've no idea how you do the things you do, like you do when you do them to me. It's procrastinating way back in my prime, when my old friend missed opportunity, took up with wasted time. Come out with your hands above your head, the party's over before it began. But out the back through a window crack, and then off they ran.
The Anglo-French singer-songwriter Louis Philippe has a new album out with the band or the group The Night Mail. So it's credited as Louis Philippe and The Night Mail. And this album is titled The Road to the Sea, which is out on Tapete Records. Louis Philippe has been around since at least the 1980s. He's worked with Mike Allway, with Bertrand Bergelot, Sean O'Hagan, many others over the years. I don't think I was aware of him until at least the mid 1990s or so. He has a lot of albums under his own name. He's worked on the producing side on a lot of things as well. This one is a Baroque chamber pop / psych pop record. Has definite like Beach Boys, High Llamas, XTC, The Left Bank, Burt Bacharach, like that. Those kind of, a lot of different elements of those kinds of things can be heard, and more. It's really effortlessly beautiful pop. It's jazzy, eccentric, sophisticated chamber pop with a layer of psychedelic pop on top in places. I would say the overwhelming majority of the vocals on here are in English, but there is some French that can be heard on here as well. I think it's possible, again, that this might have, the vocals might be a little twee for some people, might be a little too sophisticated, like a little too eccentric. Sophisticated chamber pop isn't for everyone, for sure, but I'm enjoying it, and I think it's a really solid, like I say, effortless set of really nice pop songs. So that is Louis Philippe, which I'm sure I'm saying wrong, and The Night Mail, and the album is titled The Road to the Sea.
Pictures of Anna in the sun, playing away but not for fun.
She's a shell on the sand, put in the cup of my hands, and she's mine. Pictures of Anna in the sea, swimming away, away from Mifflin, where our true place is.